You're recording. Alright, good. What's up, everybody? March 13. I have to get this done before 11:59. But, fuck it. Alright, so, welcome to Gojo Clan, Yuji Part 2. Where we last left off, we left Yuji meeting Nanami. So, let's get on to that. Nanami was kind of surprised, to say the least, when he heard exactly about who this kid was from Gojo. Being Gojo's younger cousin, and not only that, but having the 6 eyes and infinity while he was at it. He was surprised, to say the least, and wanted to see how this kid could go, which is why he said yes so fast. And thus, since he also wanted to see just exactly what the 6 eyes could do in a situation like this. Along with the fact of Yuji's massive curse energy pool, he wanted to see, just to get a read on what this kid's like. Well, yeah, at first he was kind of shocked to see that he was like a more nicer and just kinder Gojo. He kind of reminded him of Gojo before everything that happened with Suguru. For the Star Plasma Vessel incident. But he didn't dwell on that for now. And so, he went on ahead and took Yuji, and they started going through different schools like normal, yada yada yada. We know how this goes. Looking for Junpei, which Yuji then meets up with Junpei, talks with him, spends the night at his house. Except here's the thing, with Yuji having the 6 eyes, he can tell that a Sukuna finger is here. And so thus he asks Junpei's mom if she has a special object. And when she brings out the finger, I say this is when curses basically rain down an attack. Basically, sensing the finger out in the open, they try. I specify try, since at this point, I will say Gojo has taught Yuji a bit about the curse. Yeah, Gojo being able to use curse technique, I think he'd be able to twitch. Oh, excuse me. I think he'd be able to teach someone how to use it, especially if they have the same level of skill in math. Since, I mean, Yuji is already, like a really skilled sorts, already, really talented as shit, which I don't see how people put Yuji out in a... Jesus. I don't see how people put Yuji out in, well, a hard work category when the span of JJK takes, 8 months to 8 to 9 months. Yuji went from probably a grade 3 sorcerer to a special grade in 8 months. Compare that to people like Megami, who spent his entire life and is only a grade 1, who spent a good majority of his life in Jujutsu and is only a grade 1. Or Navarro, who also spent more time than Yuji, and yet it's stuck at grade 3. Well, more like semi-grade 2, I would say. It's Yuta and Yuji are basically both beasts when it comes to basically skill and talent. Even then, again, Yuji kind of, since Yuta had an entire year to get as strong as he was, and Yuji's damn near on his level at the end of the manga, if not stronger than him. So yeah, imagine that, but Yuji has the 6 eyes and limitless in this universe, boosting, and he's from an actual clan, so boosting his talent up good. God damn, the fuck. Hold up, give me a minute to take a sip of water, cause shit. Alright. So yeah, all of that. So yeah, I said that Yuji would know a bit of RCT. Well, he'd know how to use it. And knowing how to use it would lead to, along with the fact that Sukuna used it in his body, along with the fact that Sukuna's techniques are literally either a family technique or a grave into Yuji, which I kind of want to go with the idea that it's a family technique, since that just make it seem cooler, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so him using RCT in Yuji's body, getting it used to it, along with Yuji being as talented as he is in this universe, I say he'd be able to pick up RCT. I mean, he's not nearly as good as everyone else. He can use it just enough to where he can make a reversal red. Fuck, why am I dying over here? God damn. Jesus. But yeah, so while that's happening, Yuji ends up blasting all the curses away and killing every last one of them real quick. Well, almost every last one of them, besides one, which Yuji almost immediately steps on the damn thing and telling him, doesn't it know that he's one of the strongest people alive, and that it wasn't a smart idea to challenge him. As he holds out his finger like a finger gun before charging a reversal red and popping it right through the curse's skull, killing it immediately. Basically dispersing and killing it immediately. Junpei is shocked to see this about how effortlessly Yuji handled all of that. But Yuji turning and having his blue eyes facing him, telling him that they had nothing to worry about, along with asking her if she can hand over that Sukuna finger. With Yuji downing it in front of them, and this leads to him having to explain. And so he does. And this is where Yuji's... Why? Junpei's mother ends up asking Yuji if he was... Oh, Lord. I don't know why I have the cough all of a sudden while starting to record, but damn. So Junpei's mother asked Yuji if he would like to stay the night. I mean, hell, he just saved their lives. She'd feel bad if she didn't at least offer him. And thus Yuji stays the night, sleeps on the couch. So yeah, no Junpei's mother being killed in this timeline like by saying one, because Yuji's just that guy here. Now then, let's get the ball rolling. Now then, Junpei seeing Yuji's strength here deters him a little bit. Sure, he still goes off and kills those dudes. But yeah, deters him a little bit from joining Mahito, which we didn't get to the lovely scene in the anime. Here's the thing though. Like I said in my Dragon Ball What If, things won't really change at all different unless Yuji is just broken by the scales of the war. Since Yuji is like still one of the strongest but still weak, but still at the same level as he was in the Dragon Ball one, because, well, everyone has ki. In this one, Yuji's part of the Gojo clan with the 6 eyes and limitless. So, trust and believe, Mahito can't really pull that shit, since I'm pretty sure Yuji be able to see what he's trying to do, applying the curse energy into his hands. So before he can even try and touch Junpei, he ends up getting blasted with a reversal red, sending him through one of the hallway stairs, with Yuji telling Junpei to just go outside and wait, and then they can discuss this later, telling him that he'll handle this curse. And Junpei can tell it. Yuji is mad, since he doesn't know what Mahito was planning to do to him, but he could tell that Yuji's mad, and to be honest, those blue... Man, Junpei always thought that hearing people saying that people with red eyes were scary. But looking at Yuji's face and the anger, his blue eyes made him look terrifying. And thus, Junpei ends up going out, with Yuji looking down at Mahito with nothing more than disgust, telling him that he's nothing but a curse, before firing another reversal red, sending him out the building, before basically just flying up to him and giving him a good 2-piece combo, before end up, I'd say, spin kicking him down into the wall of the building, except when his spin kicks connects, it's a black flash. Again, Yuji's just kind of broken here. So basically floating down as Mahito starts to run, with Nanami getting there. This then commences the ass whooping, with Yuji deciding not to, and just beat his ass. Basically, Mahito still gets that vicious jumping, which allows him to activate his domain. Yuji bursts in with Sukuna making him piss off, and he still runs away. With Yuji being angry that they couldn't get him, but just happy that Junpei's alive. Now it starts a couple of weeks of them just training. Yeah. as Yuji starts learning more and more about Limitless, like how to teleport, for instance, which he isn't good at it yet. While yes, he's better at RCT, he would be able to heal massive injuries, like say a hole to the chest. He's able to heal stuff like that. Although Gojo does tell him that when they do go to the event, to make sure not to let the higher ups know that he knows how to use RCT. With Yuji agreeing fully, also having some anger at the higher ups for trying to kill him. Since, well, listen, along with the fact that just for fun, I say that Gojo would take Junpei into the clan just to show him what it's like, mainly because Yuji asked. Which Yuji it's kind of chill with the clan, which Gojo has put Yuji as second in charge. Basically his second command. If anything happens to him, since, well, Gojo is a man that knows shit, that knows to always plan ahead. So if anything happens to him, Yuji will be appointed as leader of the clan. Now then, we get to the Kyoto event. We get to the lovely fight. Now then, when Gojo does roll the card around with him saying that he also has a new student that he found, everyone can feel the massive curse energy from the box. Wait, then they realize that it isn't coming from the box. As they look up to see Yuji basically just floating there. As he slowly floats down and telling them, hey, name's Yuji. Basically, doing the little, just saying hey. But the bar and Megumi being kind of ready to hit him while everyone else can kind of feel it that those blue eyes of his, they're like exactly the same as Gojo's. Along with the fact that while yes, his hair is pink, it looks basically dialed out with white. And thus this leads them to realize that this must just be another member of the Gojo clan. And Yuji almost immediately threatens the old man by teleporting in front of him. And if he ever tries that shit again, the only person that could possibly protect him from Yuji is Gojo. Or in this case, Yuji wouldn't know about Sukuna in this time. Yuta in this timeline. Reason being, since in my Dragon Ball Z, in the Saiyan Yuji one, Yuji spent like an extra 7 months with Gojo in the time chamber. In this one, it's still the name time as normal. Although, let's be complete honest. Also, am I not the only one who doesn't think that Yuji is definitely Gojo's favorite student? It kind of seems like it, Yuji's a favorite. But besides that, let's get on to the fighting. We got Junpei versus Miwa. Junpei's still, like in my Saiyan one, has been training with two of the strongest people alive. So, that's an ass whooping right there. Now then, well, things still go the same. Now let's get to Yuji versus Todo, since that's what we're here for. With Todo asking Yuji what his taste in women is, tall woman, big ass, Now then, this leads to the fighting, which Todo instantly realizes that he has the same technique as Gojo Sensei, only to get blasted by a red to the stomach. Although eventually Yuji's able to sense with his 6 eyes that there are curses here, and thus he tells Todo, which leads to them getting to move on faster. Meaning they get to come and bust Hanami's kneecaps open also a lot faster. With Nanami realizing who that is, and with Yuji asking Nanami that, oh, it's you. As Yuji kind of wants to kick its ass for grabbing him. And thus Yuji floats down and begins to get the absolute beatdown of a lifetime. So after the black flash that Yuji landed on Hanami, he proceeds to spin over one of its attacks before landing on it, planting his feet on its shoulders and grabbing one of the horns in its face before ripping it out. Hanami screams in pain, but can't really do anything, as the next thing it knows, it's getting blasted away by a giant red, singing into the forest. Now, and just when Yuji's about to do another blow, Hanami ends up popping a domain expansion to hopefully save his ass. And thus Yuji raises his infinity to block it, along with knowing that he's kind of stuck here, so he might as well try with Gojo since they taught him. As he starts complaining to himself, blue and red, combine them. And after doing this, he holds the phone. He holds his fingers like he's ready to flick for opening his eyes and saying purple. After flicking his finger, a giant purple blast ends up meeting Hanami's face. That basically engulfs the curse, destroying the domain expansion, along with going out from the domain expansion and decimating a big part of the forest. Which, almost immediately after, another even bigger hollow purple comes out of nowhere and also decimates a good bit of the forest. As Yuji sees his older cousin flying in the air, he teleports to him, telling him that he had that. With Gojo just telling Yuji that, yeah, and patting his head. Yuji does look a little salty though, unbeknownst to the two. The curse barely survived, but survived nonetheless. Now then, we get into the lovely baseball, and Kyoto still wins, and let's get to the next finger bearer. Now then, I don't know how to say how Yuji kills his brothers faster in this timeline, but he does. He murders them right there and then. Like, they're a problem, yes, but not to this Yuji. He has red, blue, along with just being stronger than he is in the normal timeline. Like, he's already a special... If I had to say, he's already like a semi-special great sorcerer right about now. Like, he clears everyone right now. And so, boom, after murdering the two curses, this leads to Nabar asking Yuji why he's crying. With Yuji realizing and telling her that he just feels sad. He doesn't know why, but he does. Unbeknownst to Yuji. Yeah. So yeah, well, that's happening. Megumi ends up getting his domain expansion. Chimera Shadow garnered up in the place. And while Yuji and Nabar are walking to go meet up with him, Yuji ends up thinking to himself before saying that, why not? Then he asks Nabar, then asks her if she would basically just like to go somewhere. Her almost putting two and two together and realize that he's asking her on a date, which she thinks about it for a bit before saying yes. I can't wait to tear away his happiness. But, yeah. So after that, the two end up meeting up with Megumi. Sukuna eats the finger like a dick. Along with the fact that he also tells Yuji that why those people were killed because of him. Well, Sukuna does. Then Yuji and Nabar go on a date. And when they get back, they hear Megumi say that Gojo Sensei said something about Shibuya. And with that, I'm going to end this part off. I know I could go longer, but I got shit to do. So, yeah, with that,